and welcome back to another episode of Screen Tested. I am your host Tyrant, where we take things from movies, TV shows, pop culture, try to create them in the real world, and then put them into a head-to-head comparison with the media that they come from. Now in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at the Nemean cestus fists. Man, that is a tongue twister if there ever was one. But yes, this is from the God of War franchise, and they are basically power fists. Think of them like that. Now, I'm not going to call them Nemean cestus fists every time I say that. I'm just going to call them Hercules Fists. I feel like that's so much easier on me. So, Hercules Fists in today's episode are from the God of War franchise. Now, we've covered the Chaos Blades of Chaos from the God of War before, and today we're going to be looking at the fists. Now, I've been fascinated by the concept of creating some sort of weapon or armament that can go over your fist, and they can become your primary weapons, punch through things like concrete, ever since I was a kid, because I think these things are the ultimate weapon. You know, you've always got them on you. Hopefully. There's a quick caveat that I have to mention here, and that is that my Nemean cestus fists are not going to have any projectile functionality. I know that Kratos's do have some projectile functionality because they are supplementing the Blades of Chaos in the game. I'm not doing any of that. All I want to test today is the concept. What happens when you have big hunks of steel attached to your fists? Do they hurt your fists? Do they make good weapons? These are all the answers that I want, so that's what I'm going to be doing. If you want to see chain stuff, I've been there, done that. So I thought in today's episode I could try and make some, for the most part, and then we will put them to the test, see if they work, and hopefully they're practical, and hopefully they don't shatter the bones in my arms, which I don't think they will. But let's get started with today's project. So getting started with the build process, I bought a whole bunch of aluminum and steel flat bar. I also got some boxing gloves, and then for the lion head at the end, I found these door knockers. They're made out of either brass or steel, I don't know, one or the other. Either way, they are strong enough for my needs. Now after I got all my materials ready, I marked a whole bunch of dots on the aluminum flat bars, cut them to shape, and then started bending them into sort of half circles, which will create the cage that will go around the boxing gloves. But for the core element of the fists, I'm going to be using the steel bar with a giant bolt that for the handle. Then I'm going to put the boxing glove right in the middle, and then the lion head attaches right to the very end, and then we have all the aluminum bracing to go around the boxing glove. Hopefully this has enough structure, and hopefully this can take all the abuse that I'm going to put it through. But that's pretty much it for the build process. Nothing too complex, just more time consuming because I had to do 2 of them this time. But just a whole bunch of bending and drilling holes, really.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
These here are the Nemean cestus fists, and they are ready to go. As you can see, I have got Tony with me, and I've got some mediums that I will try to absolutely obliterate with these things. And as I said before, hopefully I don't break my hands. Like, that's the whole point of this. If these things work and they're effective weapons, then all right, so why don't we start with something simple like Tony? Let's just see how it feels in the hands, what type of tactile feedback I can give you guys when I start, doing maybe a combo on him, how it feels to throw these things, how much they weigh, all that sort of stuff. All right, so let's just see how it feels. Now, he is a bit of a soft target, so I'm not expecting too much here, but let's just sort of, there really is a bit of weight behind these things. I felt nothing. I just smashed his solid aluminum faceplate and I felt nothing. So this here is a concrete brick or whatever it is, like stuff for pavements and stuff. I felt nothing. I don't want to jinx it, but these things might work. So why don't we do that again? I just obliterated that thing and I felt nothing. Story of my life, eh? No, but all right, so as you can see, here is the top of this brick. I don't even know what this stuff is. And this is the bottom half of the brick. And I felt nothing. I'm gonna keep saying that because I feel like I have to work my way up as we destroy these things. So this thing, easy, no worries. Let's move on to something a little bit bigger. Behold, a cinder block. I don't actually think this is a cinder block. I don't know what this thing is called, but all I know is it's heavy and it's very dense. So I am just gonna kind of go at it. There's not really an eloquent way to put it other than I'm just going to punch this thing. So let me punch away. Let's begin. That was one punch, and I did not hit very hard, if I'm being completely honest. So let's do it again. I hit my camera. I keep hitting my action camera. In terms of their movement, they feel all right, Trying to move them fast does consume a shit ton more stamina than just throwing normal punches, to be honest. That was a solid strike. And for the most part, it transferred the kinetic energy all throughout it, so I did not feel any pain. I could do more of those strikes. So in terms of what this thing is able to do, so far I haven't felt any pain in the wrist or hand, which is good. I haven't really used the left much because I don't know if I trust my hand and wrist on the left, especially compared to the right with something like this. But I have been taking massive chunks off of this thing. Like, I didn't feel anything there. So I'm thinking so far this might be a success. These things are pretty awesome, actually. But we're not done, we've got some more, so let's keep going. All right, as you can see, this is about like 2 inches thick, 1.5 inches of whatever this stuff is. Let's see if I can just smash straight through it. Because I don't see why I shouldn't be able to. And this is what is actually really surprising about all of this is, even though I may not be exerting enough force to smash through something, at least I'm not hurting myself. That was my biggest concern when it came to something like the Nemean cestus fist or any sort of punching weapon. Is you don't want that kinetic energy to go back up into the wrist and the fist. You want it to be dispersed throughout the cage or whatever you want to call it. And so far, that's happening. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Another, let's do another. All right, so there's one more test that I wanted to conduct on the Nemean cestus fists, and that is breaking a shield. This is something that Kratos does in the game when he gets the fists. So I've got someone here to help me, Marcus, my good friend. He's gonna be holding up a shield analogous thing. Basically, a piece of wood. He's gonna be holding up a piece of wood as the shield. Now he's got glasses on and gloves because I don't want him to get hurt. I'm just gonna see if these things can get through this. I'll do a couple of punches on it because I don't wanna hurt Marcus. And it's just to see if we can get through this more than anything else. Then we go for it.
That was uncomfortable.
I didn't hit that very hard. I left the plastic on for this exact reason because I didn't want them to splinter out.
Just from a purely holding a shield perspective, that was awful.
Okay, all right. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Like, wow.
Now this isn't obviously a perfect shield. Obviously we're supposed to have layers and this and that, but I was just very curious whether or not it would even get through some pine. This is pine.
Yeah, it's split in half.
I wasn't expecting that actually. I was expecting a lot bigger. I have been surprised all of today it seems, because I don't know what I expected. Like, I've dabbled in power fists before, right? These things are sick. Now, this one I'm starting to crush in a little bit, but because I have these big giant boxing gloves, they're still nowhere near my hands. I have foam and padding all the way between. And keep in mind, I was smashing pieces of concrete or whatever they were 2 inches thick. I feel no pain in my wrist or in my knuckles. My arm feels completely fine. In terms of fatigue from the weight of these things, now there is a bit of weight here, right? These things I can feel adding a bit of weight, but because they are braced completely along my arm, they're not just like on my hands or on a specific point, they kind of share that load a little bit. And if I just put my arms down like this and let them dangle, it's no problem. It's just when you want to have them up like this, that's when it becomes a little bit heavier. The biggest issue I would say with these things is, well, the stamina that they require. Imagine I am a game character right now. I have like a health bar and a stamina bar and a mana bar, all that sort of. My stamina bar goes down quite a lot when I use these things. But apart from that, I'm very happy with how these things turned out. They are sick. If you like being a brawler, if you like punching things, these things are wicked. Now, like, so that is going to be all for today's episode, guys. I genuinely hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of these things. Did you think they were going to work, or did you think they were going to be useless? And if you could like and subscribe and maybe even share the video. I want this channel to become sustainable at some point so I can continue to do these sorts of projects, but I can only do that with sustainability if the channel grows. But that's going to be all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I genuinely hope you enjoyed. And as always, I'll see you in another episode.